In today's What's Wrong with This House exercise, John and I are going to be analyzing the Broadmoor, which is a 3-bedroom, 2.5-bathroom townhome. It's 3 stories with a double attached garage on the main floor. If you want to look at our actual slow home test score for the project, you can click on the link at the bottom of the player.
That's right. To cut all the suspense, we gave it an 8 out of 20, and now we're going to talk about why and what we think are the worst things wrong with this house. Here's the main page from the project, and we took a little bit of doing to find out where exactly it is, because there are no maps, there's no site plan.
Right.
It's very difficult. So we did manage to track it down here on Google Maps. It scored 36 out of 100 on the walk score, so it's car dependent. It does have a light rail transit stop right opposite on the other side of River Road, which is a good thing. But
the walk score is not very good.
The walk score is not particularly good. So the environmental performance, they don't talk at all about environmental performance on the site.
Give it a 0.
Here's the site plan, actually the site view, and we can see that there's a row of front access, garages, and then green space in the back, which I think is pretty good.
I agree. I think it's not badly laid out in terms of the use of the site, so I would give it the point for that.
We'll give it that point. Now let's have a look at the floor plans, and this is where things really start to fall apart. And it's interesting because, when you first look at it, you think, wow, this is pretty good because it's so wide.
Yeah.
There's actually a fair bit of space. If you just look at those 2 bedrooms, 11 feet, 12 feet each.
They're generous for a townhome. So the proportion of the building is good, but the way that they've actually divvied up the interior, particularly the circulation, I think is a huge problem. I think one of the biggest issues, we see this all the time with the entry, right off, and then it's just basically a stair landing. The one thing that you pointed out, which I thought was crazy, is the fact that you actually go up and then you go down again to get to this back area. And then on the second floor, we've actually got double stairs. They've actually overlapped the stairs, which is something we've seen in other townhouse projects before. So the circulation is horrific.
There's a lot of circulation.
We can't give it the points for organization because it doesn't make a lot of sense. And I also really worry about that stair in the garage, because when it's dotted in, they're telling you be careful, or just so you don't freak out when you go in the garage for the first time.
That's right.
I bet there's a clearance issue with that, because it is impeding into our line of the parking.
Exactly. It's going to be very difficult, and it's not optional. If you go up those stairs, you're going to have to come down.
Yeah, exactly. I just think they've done a poor job on designing the circulation. And that back space behind the garage, I think, is going to be a terrible place in the plan.
It's
useless. It's basically a dark hole.
Yeah, no, it's not nice at all. So we're not going to give it any points for organization. We're not going to give it any points for entry. Living room, it's not a bad living room. First of all, you have to decide, okay, we've already penalized it for the recreation, so we're not going to worry about that. I think it's all right.
I think it's good. I think living and dining are good. They're proportioned good.
Yes,
I don't think that's an issue. I think the biggest problem on that second floor is the kitchen.
The kitchen is bad. There's so much floor space.
It's so weird. And when you think about it, look at that. They've got a dinette.
Yeah,
when it's
really
when it's called a dinette, that reminds me of something from 1974. It's like, who sits in a dinette? But do you really want your dining table then right next to your dinette table? And then the door swing is right into the space. It's just all bad. And then the whole rest of the kitchen floor space is circulation. It's just not very good.
No, there's a bad work triangle.
Well, it's really stretched out.
It's
not really
a line.
It's a line,
it's just not very good at all.
No.
And then the outdoor living space, there's a sort of optional patio door out there, so I don't think we can do anything for that.
No.
Moving upstairs to the bedrooms, they're not bad.
No, they're really not. I think you made a good point about the fact that they've got generous frontage, and
good windows.
Yeah, we're going to take issue with the closets. I think those bump out closets are something we talk about all the time as being a problem, because they're just sort of carbuncles. They should have worked that in maybe somehow so they look like they're embedded in the wall. But we're not going to take the point off for that, because I think they've sort of, with the proportion of everything, they've kind of got it right on that.
And the master bedroom is also not bad. You could put a bed. You could put the bed there. You could put it there. It doesn't really matter. And the bathrooms
are modest.
The powder room is fine. The other 2 bathrooms are good.
Yeah,
I agree. Laundry is good.
Yeah, laundry's great.
In the right place. Parking.
No. Parking. We've got a problem, a clearance issue, and I also have to say I hate the location of the door, because we've got a door swing issue with the front door into that area. I know that's probably very efficient, but it's just not designed very well.
No, and just even from the outside, when you've got this big door and right beside it you've got the main entrance, it's just not particularly nice. So as a result of that, it got this house got 8 out of 20 on the slow home project, which is below the 13 out of 20 with minimum design quality threshold.
Yeah.
What do you think's the worst thing wrong with this house?
To me, I think the thing that wrecks everything is the stairs. So the organization to me is the worst thing on this plan.
I would agree, and I would say a close second is the kitchen, because
Yeah.
it's so much space and really is just very, very ineffective.
Yeah.
That's what we think. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks for watching the Slow Home Design segment.